this is day 7 of my recovery, and I'm just super excited for today. I mentioned in yesterday's video that I get to shower today. Still a little bit nervous about like how it's gonna feel because I know like get everything taken off my arm and my leg, and so that's gonna be like new skin introduced into water. So I'm a little bit nervous on how much painful that's gonna be. But yeah, I guess we'll let you know. But yeah, no, I wanted to kind of do a little bit of an update. Also wanted to touch on a couple things that I forgot to mention. So if you can see here, my arm is up on a pillow. So it's basically has to be like that for the next while. What it does though is it allows for the blood flow in your hand to like, it will still go in your hand, but it will allow the swelling to not be as like much. So when I got my cast off a couple days ago, it wasn't swollen at all, but then like with the pressure, I guess, of everything relieving it, I noticed the next day like my hand was quite swollen a lot, but now it's kind of gone back down again. So putting it at basically a 45-degree angle anytime I'm laying in bed, which is quite a lot honestly recently, because that's like part of my recovery. Yeah, that like helps to relieve the swelling. So that's one thing I have been doing that I kind of forgot to mention in previous videos. Now the second thing I forgot to mention in my videos is starting on the day of your surgery, basically an hour after your surgery is done, they start doing what's called a Doppler check. And if, in case you don't know what a Doppler is, it's basically to check for like a heartbeat, but they do it in your phallus. So like what it does is they check 3 different points in your phallus just to make sure there's blood flow all the way throughout. But my nurse like ended up like just doing a heartbeat, and she like did like the 3 spots that they're supposed to. And then like as she's coming up, I'm like, yay, it's a boy. And she just starts laughing. She's like, normally I say it's alive, but she's like, maybe I'll have to steal that one. So it was just funny, and like they had a good laugh about that, and I kind of had to just make that like joke myself, because I'm just like, I just keep myself in good spirits. But no, like it was just a few things that I forgot to mention in previous videos, so I wanted to throw that in here. But yeah, I'm super excited for today. Like I'm looking forward to the shower, and I'm just like excited to kind of start feeling more like myself. And that's the one thing I'm finding with this like recovery, is that each day that goes by, I'm that much like better, I'm that much stronger. I am able to do like a little bit more. I feel better, like just so many things. Like it's just amazing how our bodies change from day to day and in a healing process. That's why I want to try and do a day-to-day updates for y'all, because then, you can see the progress, you can see the changes. For my hand, though, I will say this, is I don't want to do videos every day. I'm probably going to do them about every 5 days, because I do notice slight changes in my hand, but not a lot. But with my recovery days, each day is slightly different, especially right now when I'm in the recovery center. But I will try to continue doing as many of these videos as I can. But yeah, I will try and add some videos or photos of what my arm looks like. If I can't add it here, I will put photos on my Instagram. Feel free to follow me. My link will be in the description down below. Hey y'all, so wanted to give you a little update here. So the shower is not happening actually until about noon, which is kind of nice. My girlfriend and I were talking last night, and we weren't really sure what time it would be, if she would be awake by the time I go in for my shower, but she will be, so yay, I get to see her before I go in. But anyways, I wanted to give you a little update, because in previous video, I talked about my catheter and the issues I was having. So long story short is I was having issues with the foot valve that was inputted after the bag got taken off. And what was happening is like basically it's all supposed to be coming out of the valve. So I was going to the bathroom as frequently as I should have been, which is every 2 to 3 hours, but I was still getting pressure buildup on my stomach. And eventually what would happen is like it would just give me so much pressure that I would like, end up having to go to the bathroom, and it all just come out from underneath where the catheter was inserted. So it would be basically now coming out my new urethra. And they said like, yes, okay, that can happen depending on like, if you have a lot of swelling and then it goes down, but it happened twice. So they're like, okay, now maybe what we'll do is give you some spasm medication to help with the spasms. Maybe that will help, then reduce things to then hopefully like not giving it that spasm, which means hopefully it'll flow better. So it was seeming to help for about a day and a half. I wasn't having the spasms. It didn't seem like I was getting that pressure buildup or the same amount of pressure buildup. until then last night. It happened again where I was like, okay, now like something it just was feeling off, and then it all came out from underneath the catheter area. So the plan from here, I guess, going forward is now I'm going back to the catheter bag, which is definitely unfortunate. Like, I've been wearing the foot valve for about almost 3 days, and I was looking forward to be able to wear it, but also now it's just, kind of, it is what it is. I do have to do what I have to do. Like, if it's not working for me, I don't want that pressure buildup. I don't want to cause any issues. So we are going back to the bag, and then I have 2 bags, which is the big one that you would normally see in like when you're in surgery. I have a small also leg bag in case I have to go out and want to go walking or something. I can wear it during that. But also they are sending me home with the flip valve part of it as well, because hopefully what we're hoping for is maybe I just need a couple extra days, and then I can try and switch back to the flip valve and see how that goes. Otherwise, I may need to stay on the bag until the 3-week mark, which they would prefer, hopefully not it, because with that, the thing is like your bladder, it's not getting that sensation of like I'm full, because it's just consistently always just being drained into this bag. Whereas with a flip valve, it's the same as like when you need to pee. Like it's shut off, and then you get that urge, oh, I need to go, and then you release. Whereas this is not doing that, so it could cause complications once I go into having my catheter taken out. But I'm really hoping that for the best. I'm hoping maybe just need a couple extra days, and that this will then resolve itself. But I'll keep you all posted on that. But wanted to add this into the video as, this is now a new change that happened. And it's just kind of unfortunate that it's happening, but it's a complication that I've never really seen anybody else talk about. So I wanted to share it with y'all. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more. Bye for now. Hey y'all, I'm back from my shower. So yeah, basically it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I can definitely say that. So the first thing we did was take off the wrap that's on the arm, so it's back and wrapped again. The only difference though is we added Adaptic to certain areas of the arm, and that was pretty much it. No cream or anything else at this moment. And then just rewrapped everything. That one wasn't too bad. And then also going under the water was zero pain at all. Like, I was very surprised, honestly, with like the fact that it didn't hurt. The one that I was very, very fearful of, it was my leg, because I've been saying like I'm getting like spasms in my leg. And I could feel certain areas of my leg giving me like pain. So I definitely expected like very, very painful shower with the leg part. Not at all. Like, the water hit it, and I was like, kind of winced, and I was like, wait, like that's not hurting. And it didn't hurt at all. The only thing is, though, there is specific areas on my leg that have kind of like lines. It's kind of quite interesting. I don't know if whatever they had over it stuck to it, but she thinks that because the bag did open on, especially on the far left side, all of that far left side has stuff stuck to it right now still. So we think just because the bag opened in that spot, that's where it's sticking. And then a little bit across the top of my leg and a little bit at the bottom of the right. But unless like we touch that area, it did not hurt at all hitting the water. So my pain overall was about a 1 to 2, like at max, which is very surprising. And then the biggest thing was once we got back here, I had to air dry for then an hour if I could handle the pain, which there was none. Again, like I was very shocked. The only thing was if I hit my leg on a pillow or kind of just nudged it a little bit in those areas that have those lines with that stuff stuck on it, then yeah, that was a little bit painful, but otherwise nothing. Like, my arm is pretty numb. Honestly, I don't feel much. If I squeeze, like if I'm to like touch my arm like this, it hurts, but like otherwise, like if I'm just to rub it, like I can't feel it. So there was no pain there at all when we had to do the dressing change, and was able to rewrap it after the hour. But with my leg, as soon as we started putting polysporin on it, oh my God, my leg started stinging. It definitely hurts more now than it did before my shower. And I mean, it's because it's like healing. It's trying to get into that wound. Makes sense, but like my walking was doing really, really well. And now I'm like, ow, 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 ow. Every step I take. So it's a little bit sore now. Pain's probably about like a 4. Feels like a sunburn or a road rash. If you go skidding down when I like fall off my bike, skid my elbows and stuff, kind of feels like that. But overall, the pain's bearable. Like, I'm very thankful that most of my pain has been very minimal throughout this. It's never been above a 4. So very, very grateful for that. And yeah, I am glad things for the most part have been going well. As you saw in part of this video though, there was a complication, but I'm just going to deal with that as we go. And that's all I can do. Like, I'm doing what I can. I'm going to drink, like I've been drinking cranberry juice to help with, things as well. Like, I've been doing everything I can to help with my healing the best of my ability, and that's all I can do. But yeah, I wanted to give you all this update. I'm going to see if I can add some photos and stuff in here along the way, but if not, go check out my Instagram, because I will be making sure that there's photos there, and my other platform, which all the links will be in the description down below. But make sure to, just go follow me on any other social media that you can see. I have a phalloplasty specific page as well, if you'd like to follow me on that, where I've been posting pretty much daily updates, or even throughout the day updates, depending on what's happening. So make sure to follow me on that as well. But thanks you all for watching. And again, any questions, comments, or things you want me to talk about, always feel free to put them in the comments down below. Bye for now, y'all.